from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Swell to quite swell.
Yeah. So you're liking your new hat still. It's very nice.
Get a new hat, you got to break it in a little bit.
Got to wear it, yeah. Cool little Cobra, your free Zot hat. Hey,
I literally stood there while I was paying my $500 down or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, throwing a hat. I was like, yeah, sure.
Absolutely. You should have gone for a jacket or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you probably didn't have any idea that he was going to go, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I know. I thought he'd be like, sorry, I can't do that. Didn't know he had that kind of pull.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder how far you could have gotten. Like, if you would have shot for the moon, you know what I mean? Like, really, some new rims up there. Just throw
New rims on my Escape.
Sure. Get some nice spinners. Hey, are you watching anything on Netflix these days?
What am I doing? I
caught a new show or movie,
Ozark. I've gotten a few episodes into the second season.
Are you liking that?
Yeah, it's okay. I just haven't been able to bear down on it.
Yeah. I heard some people were kind of disappointed with that second season.
Seems pretty consistent with the first one so far.
Yeah. I liked it.
I think maybe it got really overhyped. People who picked it up after a year or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you got to see this, and they're watching it going, it's. Because I don't think it's like the strongest show ever, but it's definitely entertaining.
You know what? I might be wrong about that. Maybe people did like that one. It might be Westworld. Is it Westworld?
Oh, Westworld. Yeah, I don't think did as well. I
took a nosedive that second season.
It's sort of. I think I mentioned this before. It's a J.J. Abrams production,
right?
And it's reminded me of Lost in that it's just kind of gotten lost in itself.
Totally.
And it is compelling, if you want to pay attention to it and really track it. But you do really need to pay close attention.
Yeah,
you can't watch it one week and then watch it a month later.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I got. And so it kind of fell off my radar.
Yeah. I think I finished it, but I was like, I was really confused by a lot of that. Like, there's just so much going on, but whatever. A new show dropped. E and I were watching it yesterday after the show, Bumping Mics. It dropped on Netflix. It's Dave Attell and Jeffrey Ross.
Oh, okay.
And they're up on stage and they just kind of roast each other, and then they bump mics when they've got a good one. It's pretty good. I liked it. E, did you like it?
Yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it because I don't always necessarily love to sit down and watch a full comedy hour like Mike does, but I love laughing. I love when people are that quick and can just really. It's just they're these quick things that aren't preset stuff, so you can tell they're just ripping on each other, and it's funny, man. I liked it.
Yeah,
I found myself laughing out loud.
Yeah, there was some, like anything, if you're doing improv, and I don't know how much of that is totally improv and how much of that is.
Well, they said they had gone on tour together for a year, and then kind of while they were doing the tour, they kind of developed, hey, what if we did this kind of as a special for a few nights? So it might not. I mean, I'm sure they know each other well enough to know that what they can make fun of. I guess,
right.
But,
yeah, it's pretty cool. If you're looking for something new, it's only I don't know, 3 to 6 episodes, 30 minutes each.
I will check
that.
it out.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Hey, Hamlin Pub, they recently rolled out a new menu, as you know. Try their new culinary creations, which include Southwest Cobb salad, candied Brussels sprouts, Korean steak tacos, chicken share, or the big brisket sandwich. Or you could start your day with an award-winning Backyard Mary Bloody Mary.
Very cool. Speaking of streaming and things coming, on Friday, the Russian 5 Facebook page posted a new notice, because people are always asking, when are we going to be able to see that movie? And it says, they said, we wanted to thank all of, to the fans, we want to thank all of you for your incredible support and patience while we get the Russian 5 ready for theaters and streaming coming 2019.
Cool.
Yeah. So please share the page. And then they were dropping a little special hashtag Fedorov Friday. I don't know if it's still up, but a rarely seen interview with Sergei from 1991.
If you go to that Facebook page, it was kind of funny, just because I always like when we talked about watching old shows and seeing the commercials. Just even if you didn't care about the Fedorov interview, it's still kind of funny to see Fox 50 have their logo come in it's 91. It's Ray Lane and
oh yeah,
so it's just kind of funny anyway to watch, just because
Dated.
shoot back or
Dude,
whatever.
I have the best picture ever with Ray Lane from one of Jeff Daniels' golf outings, and just like I've got my arm around him, or we're standing next to each other, and just the moment the picture was taken, he's looking down like he's literally staring at my dick. And so this picture with Ray Lane, he's just like, wow, man,
Look at that.
look at that, is nice. Like, hey Ray, what are you looking at?
Would he drink when he was out there? Was he a drinker or not really? Or do you remember? I mean,
I don't remember.
I'd just be curious to know if he got out there and had a few beers. All of a sudden, now Ray Lane was kind of like.
I kind of picture him as that kind of guy. Yeah.
I could see him, saddling up to the rail and pounding a few.
Have we lost Ray Lane? Is he no longer with us, or
Isn't that terrible?
he just retired?
Good question. Can you bing that see if they, what you don't want to see is born this date,
Yeah.
1946, and then
sorry, Ray.
Shit.
Sorry, Razor. You're out there, buddy.
Yeah, my bad. We love you though. Yeah, he was good.
Here's
I
his
like Ray Lane.
Wikipedia page. I don't know,
Does it have a dash next to it?
I don't see. No, I don't see that.
Does
All
his
right.
birth date follow a
Good.
date?
That's good news,
yeah,
man.
This
It's
is
a good day.
great news.
Oh, yeah.
Just found out Ray Lane's alive.
He was born 1930, 88 years old. So you're right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Razor.
All right. Where is he? Now?
Track him down.
Yeah, we're gonna find him. This is breaking news. This is unbelievable.
Ray Lane is still alive. Shit.
I gotta bust that picture out and show you guys later.
It doesn't
Post
say
it.
as far as his personal life what's going on right now. But
Well, anyway, another thing that looks like they're trying to send to streaming is a new documentary on O.J. Simpson.
Yeah.
Would you care about that?
Kind of done with that.
I know, right? I'm reading the story and I'm like, well, I guess I'd watch it, but do I really care? I mean, I think we know what happens, but basically,
after reading that book, by the way, after you reading those,
I did it,
dude, those
Yeah.
excerpts of just absolutely
Were
describing
fantastic.
what he was doing,
yeah,
and
Not-
it's
no,
crazy. There was a one little
not
part.
him. It was
His buddy.
His buddy, yeah. But that's the news in this thing that his former manager is saying that there was another person there and he can prove it. There was a second person. Don't you think we would know that for sure? Like, there's no way you could get out of that scene. As much blood was all over, and not leave
two sets of tracks of ugly ass shoes, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Norman Pardo, and he's making this documentary. He's been working on it for 4 years, and it's based on the findings from a team of international renowned criminal investigators, experts, and lawyers.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, right. So for the first time, the most thorough investigation into the murder ever conducted will be shared with America. Really? Do you think this is the most thorough investigation? That trial went on for what, 16 years?
Right.
I think they were pretty thorough.
There's been several, like that ESPN thing was like an 8-part, 2-hour each part.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Series on it, so like the most thorough.
So I don't know. I mean, the networks or streaming would pick that up, right? They would have to bite on
Oh,
that.
it sounds tailor made, yeah. For
Yeah.
some Netflix thing.
Yeah. They believe they can not only prove Simpson was involved in the deaths, but for the first time reveal that Simpson had at least one accomplice. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Speaking of troubled football players, and I think we can say
tackle ball.
Sorry, I think we can declare that Mr. Simpson is a troubled ex-tackle ball star.
I'd put him in that category.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Reuben Foster.
Yeah, former Niner.
Yep.
Now a Redskin, right?
Former first-round pick. But he was punished. He apparently knocked his girl around.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, right. He has not been found innocent, or. But after 72 hours of, they put him in timeout for 72 hours and picked up off waivers by the Skins.
Yeah, the Skins were the only ones to make a play on the waiver wire.
I thought I read that the Eagles were the only team to contact the hotel in Tampa where this happened. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, Eagles. What are you doing? Not a part of this team. Why are you calling the hotel?
They're doing their due diligence.
They were considering.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, they're trying to find out if this is real.
What are you nosy sons of bitches? Get out of here. He doesn't play.
What do you think they were calling for? They were probably thinking about it.
So they were just kicking the tires?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right.
Definitely what was happening.
Just happened to call down to the same. What do you?
You think they just wanted to hear it? Like, what happened, man? How'd that room really look like? Between you and me.
This is gonna sound terrible. I understand that before I say it, but I'm kind of glad Reuben Foster was picked up by the Skins, just because I've long believed like they don't really give a shit. The NFL, it's like, oh man, we could really use an outside linebacker right now, and this is a great example of a guy that is young. He was drafted 2017,
right,
in the first round. He's a stud. but he just can't stop getting arrested and smacking bitches. It's like, well, so the Skins like, how do we do this? How do we?
It's calculated, right? Because they're profit motivated. Every team is profit motivated, so they can't just go, well, what's the best route to winning? Because everybody wants to win, but that can't be your only end game.
Right.
Your end game has to be, we need to be a sustainable business that makes maximum profit.
But they are having a pretty good season.
The Skins are?
Yeah.
So they've made
Alex Smith went down.
They've made a calculated effort that, okay, you know what, we're going to take a PR hit here, but number one, it is an allegation. I know we kind of scoff at that. Oh boy, here he is, third round of this or whatever it is. Probably did it, but it is an allegation.
I know, but when you're that guy, you just can't have anything go wrong. He's been arrested 3 times this year. You know what I mean? And there was this year. And
so you can't blame the Niners for doing what they did.
And they took a hit when they decided, when the first allegation of abuse by a woman came out, and it was like people were they'd had enough. We've started this kind of hashtag Me Too world, and it's like women need to be respected, and what side of this are you going to fall on, NFL teams? And you're in liberal San Francisco. It's much harder. So they came out with a statement like, if I've had that he's smacking bitches around, he's gone. Zero tolerance, policy in place. And so once they made that declaration, there couldn't be a sniff of anything. Yeah. And even Kyle Shanahan in his press conference said, like, even if this didn't happen, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, that's a little weird. But it's like, he should not be around this woman. She shouldn't be at the hotel. And I'm like, okay. They were kind of under the impression like he was not with that girl that he's had problems with.
They know him better than we do.
Oh, absolutely. So fans are reacting with outrage, but they're the Skins. They're like, dude, we're usually in the papers for using Redskins name.
We have a racist name in our
And so whatever. It sounds like he won't be playing right away. He's got to take some courses. This is the PR move.
Oh, the infamous courses.
Community leaders.
Sure. The Redskins fully understand.
What do those courses look like? Just like a poster that says
anger management,
punching a girl and a cross in it. Like no
circle slash.
Right, circle slash. See this poster? No more of this.
What about with an open hand? No, Reuben, you're not picking up on this. You cannot open hand slap. What about a backhand slap? No, Reuben, please. You cannot hit a woman. Period.
It's just one guy in a room just saying, dude, please. Just go out there and say you're not going to hit a woman again, and we can pay you a lot of money.
So Doug Williams, it's got to be Doug Williams, first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. He is their vice president of player personnel, and he said the Skins fully understand the severity of the recent allegations made about Reuben. Do you? If true, you can be sure these allegations are nothing our organization would ever condone. Let me be clear, Reuben will have to go through numerous steps, including the legal process and investigation and potential discipline from the league, as well as meetings with counselors associated with the team before he will ever have the opportunity to wear the burgundy and gold as a player. So, people are, and here we go again. Like, oh, yeah, Kaepernick can't get on a team. He's never been arrested just because he takes a knee for civil rights, and this guy's beating women around, and he's this is why I'll never watch the NFL again. You're getting all that shit now, so I don't know. Do you have a problem with that? Do you think – because I think you're one of those guys, Jay, that's like, look, dude, it's a privilege to play in that league.
Yeah.
You just because you're really good doesn't guarantee you.
That's my basic stance. Obviously, don't know all the details of what went on with this gentleman.
It's funny.
And his lady. But, it sounds like there's not going to be a Ray Rice video that comes out, which was pretty hard to stomach.
But
I don't know. Like, what is the severity of this incident? Was it?
It sounds like
bickering in a lobby of a hotel, and they push away from each other, or does he fucking just cold cock her?
I think they were in the room, like the hotel room, and this is like 11 o'clock at night or something, and sounds like she maybe had a little scratch on her face. So it sounds like he didn't close fist, like crack this woman, but kind of slapped. But I don't know. I wasn't there, and
you just don't.
You don't know, but you can look at the track record though and go, okay, dude.
My thing is, fuck this guy.
He's really good at tackling guys. Pretty fast
what he does?
too. Yeah, he tackles really good. So the team, by the way, as they're still trying to like, how do we get Reuben on the field and make the fans happy? So apparently 7 of his former teammates at Alabama are on the Redskins. So they think it'll be good for him to be. They went and talked to these guys who all said he's a great dude. So they're like, oh, it'd be good for him and healthy to be around friends and kind of get back on his feet and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, boy, you guys are going a long distance to try and get this dude on the field. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, what are his former college teammates like him? It's an All-American. Big news out of Oakland University today. Did you see that? What they're doing?
Pucks.
Yeah, hockey pucks.
We've seen this with gravel, didn't we? Didn't we see buckets of rocks?
Was it rock? Yeah.
I think it was a school district in Georgia or something was passing out buckets of rocks.
Yeah, for your class. So if an active shooter busted in the door, you go, I got this. Whip a rock at him. Was that what it was? It
Better
wasn't.
than nothing.
Yeah, it is.
It was a bucket of rocks.
Did you ever get your kids the doorstop?
No.
No. We were talking about that for a while too. So they can close the door and put the doorstop in there. So Oakland University is arming themselves with hockey pucks. I mean, I guess it's just kind of hilarious. The thought of some guy.
They even have a hockey team. Like, I don't think they have a hockey team.
I don't know. They don't have a football team.
No, you know what? They probably have intramural or some shit, I'm sure.
Maybe. So the idea of using it grew out of a training session Police Chief Mark Gordon led in March. And what do we do if a gunman comes in? You know, if that happens. And so one of the kids in the class is like, what if we check that? What could we bring to campus to better be prepared in case they need to fight back? And because the university has a no weapons policy, which is good. So obviously an active shooter is very unlikely on that campus because, it's illegal to bring a weapon onto the campus. So he's like, I guess be ready to throw something at him. Like anything, I don't know, that could distract a shooter, even a hockey puck. And they're all like, dude,
hockey puck. Why would you not choose a ball at least? A hockey puck,
yeah, like
that's
a
hard thing to throw, dude.
Billiard ball.
They even say in there that some police have suggested use of billiard balls.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't you just see
in trainings? Like if everybody just has one billiard ball in their desk, at least,
Yeah.
That.
Which number would you go? Would you go 8-ball or would you go cue ball?
You gotta go 8-ball, man.
8-ball, yeah. What's going to happen is we're going to start seeing reports of like arguments breaking out in class and people beating the shit out of each other with cue balls and pucks. So yeah, following up the suggestion, Tom DeSena is a professor of communication, spearheaded an effort by the union to purchase 2,500 94-cent hockey pucks.
Much cheaper than a billiard ball, presumably.
I don't
a
know.
puck's gonna flutter on you.
What about a baseball? I mean, just a baseball. A puck is not an easy thing to throw. I would imagine.
Actually, it really is.
Well,
but do you think the
but
aim?
It can flutter.
Okay,
on
but
you,
the aim, I meant.
Absolutely.
It can curve on you, flutter.
Yeah.
Knuckle puck. We all know about the knuckle puck.
There's nothing saying that you have to bring the hockey. They're going to give you one, but I think if you decide to bring your own hardball in their baseball, no one's going to throw you out of school for that. You're like, I refuse to bring my puck to class. I've got my baseball. I think you'd be all right. Okay. And so they've got, for the students and teachers, they have a dual purpose too. There's a campaign number you can go on and donate, so because they want to change the locks on the doors. I guess they want to be able to lock from the inside because I guess their doors lock from just the outside. Seems sort of normal, but so yeah, this guy was a youth hockey coach and he once got hit in the head with a puck.
Like, that worked pretty
good. That's
where
it came from.
That hurt. That was a stinger. Yeah, I want to just use hockey pucks. So a hockey puck was just a thing it was suggested that could work, especially when you have 20 to 30 people in a classroom and they all throw hockey pucks at the same time. It would be quite a distraction. Sir, I'm sorry. What are we all supposed to have them on our desks while we're sitting there?
At all times.
Can you imagine? How cool would that scene be, though?
If everybody could react at once.
Whoosh, just whip it. Wouldn't the guy just like duck behind the door for a second and be like, they've only got one puck each.
Yeah.
One kid in class has to hold one back in case he just moves behind the wall and then comes back. If you got 20 or 30 hockey pucks whipped at you, how many do you think would hit? I don't think that many.
Distance? I mean, you're standing at the door of a classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 15, right?
You think? Boy, that'd be hard. Because you take the girls out of the mix right away. So half the class is out. They're not even going to come close. They're probably going to hit their classmates. Then there's a few guys, I don't know. But these stories are just funny to me. I'm sorry.
No, the concept is interesting, though. It does sound stupid when you're like, oh, yeah, everybody grab a hockey puck. But if you think about it, if everybody has something available to throw, it is better than nothing.
Yeah, but
distract the guy at least enough to where he ducks or something, and then somebody can slam him.
Yeah.
Some hero can.
Wouldn't a book work too?
Sure.
Yeah.
But talk about fluttering. We're throwing a book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No kidding. Yeah. A paperback. Forget it.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is considered a weapon or not, but wouldn't it be? has anyone thought of the idea of maybe giving each student a dart? Metal tip dart. How fun would that be? Like, I would want just dot that dude's forehead with a dart.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't pass the anti-weapon policy, right?
What if the plastic ones would be better than I'd rather have that, dot him with one of those.
Hey, Steve Gabara and the How to Sales staff in Oakland County are excited about Zott Ford's Black Friday Sign and Drive Zero Cash Due event, which is going on now. It's been extended, everybody. Lease a new 18 Ford Fusion as low as $121 a month, sign and drive zero cash due. Release a new 18 Ford Escape as low as $141 a month, sign and drive zero cash due. How about leasing a new 18 Ford Edge as low as $177 a month, sign and drive zero cash due. Finally, lease a new 18 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 as low as $212 a month, sign and drive zero cash due.
Very good. Did you see that daycare worker that killed a baby?
Dude,
how does this keep happening,
man? Wrong business. If that shit's gonna frustrate you to that extent.
What is it, like an 8-month-old won't go to sleep? Okay, so let it sit up and cry then. And this girl smothers it. Decides to smother this baby, Lee Walden.
Short-sighted, perhaps?
A little bit, yeah. Poor little Reese Bowman. It's just a little guy. So it finally admitted this happened at the Rocketeers Learning Center in Baltimore.
It's at a set. It's not like her house. She's not doing a home run thing. Dude, you're getting paid. Someone's paying you.
I know.
Just go sit in the fucking little room or something. I mean,
know.
And I'm not saying it'd be okay, but I could guess if it's your house and you're just like, oh, I'm just doing this. But like, dude, someone else is paying you money.
In her defense, man.
Checks are coming in.
Babies can be annoying.
Dude, believe me. I've been on the point of breaking. It will drive you crazy. But but you weren't even getting paid. Like, that was your own. You are exactly. You're in it 24/7. This person comes and goes from work.
Yeah.
They do their shift and then they go home. They understand what they're getting into when they do their shift.
Mm-hmm.
They understand they're taking care of infants. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Why are you in this business if you can't handle a kid crying for a couple hours?
And how short-sighted too. It's like, really,
I'll kill it. No one will know.
No one will know. There's cameras in there. She's like, oh yeah, I don't know. I put it down for a nap and came back 45 minutes later and was dead.
Problem solver.
Like, oh really? Yeah. Would you like to explain this image? And it's just an image of
her
you
smothering it with blankets. Dude. Like, sentenced to 70 years. 70 years. That's going to happen every time. The judge, I guess, was sobbing as she handed this, awarded this woman with 70 years. Nice going, Leah. At 24 years old, life over. The judge is Althea Handy, and she tried to explain her actions by saying she'd snapped. And here's the problem: she had not been given appropriate training or assistance for her job, and so. If someone would have just told
don't
her,
kill the babies.
Oh, before we leave, sorry, one last thing. Whatever you do, try not to kill the babies. Shit!
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Holy
glad
shit!
I got to chapter 10.
Wow, I would have totally killed some babies. I had no idea. Thank you for that. Assistant State's Attorney Ann Colt Lightus said Walden had told a coworker, "Girl, I'm frustrated. I'm sick of this little bitch. I hate this little bitch. She makes me want to punch her in the face." Isn't there some responsibility of the coworker at that point to go, hey, boss, I want to check on Leah.
Yeah.
I said some pretty disturbing shit about an 8-month-old a little while ago. And, stuff like punching it in the face and how she hates this little bitch.
So a worker said that was said to her? Is that the deal? You're right. Like that. She says that to you. And you're just like, well.
Yeah, well, she gets to live with that for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Coworker came to me and said this, and I didn't report it.
See you on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's just disturbing. She went to lunch and became frustrated that baby Reese would not go to sleep when she got back. So of course, let's slap the baby and then pin it down before piling blankets over her face and suffocating. What an awful way for this poor thing to go. Unfortunately for her, she tried to lie, but closed circuit TV. Thank God for that. Her sister Samantha told the court she's not a monster. She's not an evil person. She was just a little frustrated. Yeah. We've all been frustrated. I've never even thought about killing a baby, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, I've been around them and frustrated with them. It never dawned on me. Like,
I could kill this thing.
Where's the fucking blankets? I need to suffocate this thing.
God.
So an obit written by the parents read, this beautiful, happy, loving child entered the world on September 4, 2016, being the first girl born into the Bowman family in 47 years. Aww. She was taken way too soon. From all of us who love her, her spirit and memory will remain in our hearts forever.
Soon is beautiful this time of year.
That's what I hear. But, man, what an awful story. Good going, Leah. God, this General Motors layoff story.
Yeah, it sucks.
Dude, I mean, couldn't you wait till fucking February? I mean, what are you doing? Like, really, 2 days after Thanksgiving or whatever, we're going to announce all these layoffs?
It's rough.
Right at the holidays?
Dude,
At least they know before they go charge up a bunch of Christmas gifts.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I was fired once.
It'd be worse in February, right?
Yeah, it's true. It's like, dude, why
Gotta
didn't you
pay off
tell
all
me?
these Christmas gifts.
Holy shit, something would have been nice to know in December, dickhead, before I just
See,
ran
Mike,
up
there you go.
$13,000.
You always say these things, man. I was fired once the day before Thanksgiving, and I didn't handle it very well, to be honest with you. And I was kind of yelling at the person that fired me. Actually, I was kind of like, I've never been late in 4 years I've worked here. Blah blah blah, just yelling at her. And she
Bag up.
All right, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Where are you
was
working?
Let me guess. This is Meyer or Big Boy?
Yeah, or Red Robin.
Yep, it was Big Boy.
Big Boy, all right.
There we go.
You know what was going on? I will say I should have left the job. I wasn't. The business had been going way downhill, and they could never trust anyone to show up at 6 a.m. Like I was actually opening the restaurant because no one else. Because I am, as you know, I show up to places on time.
What about that weird older guy that you befriended, Billy or whatever his name
Mikey.
was? Mikey.
Yeah.
Going to
Anyway.
ball games and stuff. He was a hothead, right?
He was a hot
He was a guy that came in hot all the time.
But anyway, so what was happening was I just wasn't making any money, man. I was like waking up at 5:30 to get to work. I'd be cut so early because so I'd be coming home with like $10, $15 in tips.
Old timers would sit down and have a coffee.
Right, and it was my own fault. I should have like realized I need to be out of here, but I didn't. So I started getting frustrated. And there was a day one time where this table was ordering a meal, and they all wanted different shit. It was all like, can I get this with this? And I was just
that's what usually happens when a family comes into a restaurant.
No, it was like a business lunch or something, and I was walking back just like, fucking kidding me? Can you just fucking order off the fucking menu? But I was like muttering it to myself, and they heard it. Oh. And it was kind of the last.
He does mutter loudly.
Yeah. Oh.
It was kind of the last straw. But what I found out later was.
What were the other straws?
Actually, that wasn't the last straw. I got talked to about that, and then apparently what happened was like another week later, I'd been caught swearing by the register, and it was from like a secret shopper or something, and so that was the last straw actually.
Wow.
But anyway,
you had quite a temper back in those days, huh?
I was just whatever. I was in a bad place at that job, and so I got fired the day before Thanksgiving, and I found out later from another worker that she had been offered the choice of doing it Monday or like the day, the weekend after Thanksgiving, or the day before. And because she didn't want to like go through her holiday having to worry about this and be stressed over firing me, and I saw it as like, this is the day before Thanksgiving and now I'm gonna get fired and fuck you.
Yeah, instead she had to go through that whole weekend wondering if you were going to show up on her doorstep and shoot her.
Yeah.
It was the most.
Would that be stressful for a manager over the weekend to hire a probably $6 an hour employee? I mean, it'd be like
this girl, nothing like
she could have done it in a text.
This was a weird lady. She was nice, but she was a big suck up and a kiss ass to the boss. And actually, I found out she got fired later for some own questionable situations. But so she was kind of a kiss ass and terrified of like not just doing. It's hard to explain. She didn't really stand up for like the workers. Where we had another manager before her that was a lot nicer, that would kind of smooth things over. But so anyway, the point is though, she fired me on Thanksgiving, and I found out that the reason she chose that day versus waiting was she didn't want to wait for that.
Is that a good excuse if you're being fired? Like E's stance was, I've been on time every day. Like, is that
what I said?
So what if I tell customers to fuck off?
Yeah.
Well, I was one of their. I'm
not saying that's not a great thing. That's a great quality of Big E's. The fact that he is an on-time son of a bitch. But that's not enough to hang on to a job.
I felt like I actually was one of their best workers.
It is
for that
something
4-year
that
period.
distinguishes that.
They couldn't
worker,
get anybody to show up.
That's true.
It's big time distinguishable. Most of those guys every day show up 20 minutes late. Well,
here was the bullshit. What happened is like I said, I was always on time. I never called into that job, not once in like almost 4 years of working there. I never called in. And she asked me one day, like, "Oh, would you start the 6 a.m. shift? Just for a little bit."
You're a team player.
And I've always said this, dude. I've said this to younger kids. If you're just a high school worker and you don't really do not say yes right to everything, because it's like because then you're just
great advice. If your boss asks you to do something, don't say
No,
yes.
you gotta say no sometimes, because otherwise then you just become this dependable person. I got fucked over in the end. I was making way more money on the other shift, and my anti-confrontational nature, I couldn't just go to her finally and be like, look, dude, I don't care. Maybe I can do this a few days a week, but I'm not doing 6 a.m. shifts every day. I'm
And she
going home
wasn't-
with $15.
Yeah, she wasn't looking to take care of you for
Yeah.
taking care of her.
Right.
Yeah.
And so
She's like,
I'm not,
sweet.
I'm not
Take
saying that.
advantage of him. Keep him on the shift. Poor Biggie.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
poor
that
guy.
excuses the swearing, and so I'm just saying it was a whole mixture of stupid things.
I'm still trying to get my head around exactly why, like, what you expected that table of, whether it's business people.
Well, they
or
were ordering off the
family.
menu, though, is what he's saying. They
So
didn't just order different
it was
things. They were
just-
like,
dude,
yeah,
if
how about you put together a little bit of pasta, throw
Right.
some marinara
yeah,
on it,
kind of like that.
and then and he's just
Oh.
like, dude, just order the fucking spaghetti then, you bastard.
Yeah,
Kind of like that.
So it wasn't just like, oh, I'll have the burger, no tomato.
Well, here, you know what? To be honest, here's exactly what happened. For one, I walked away selling them that in my mind, muttering, "Fuck this bullshit," blah blah blah. And then then this was totally on me. I had put the wrong tables. But every server likes to bring their own food. No server usually wants the manager to bring it because you get to be, say, "Hey, is everything good?" Blah blah blah.
Sure.
So she carried it for me. I wrote that it was like a table 15, say, and so I did 15 and 13. And she just looked up, even though there was 4 people and there was only 3 things on the one. She just looked up and said, "Oh, this is the table." Brought the food to the wrong table. They just started eating it. It was the wrong food. So then they got mad because the food wasn't the right
reorder it.
food. Plus, they hear their server walking back swearing. So it was a
Dude.
situation.
Plus,
Who
they're
the-
a big boy, you know?
Yeah.
But there
I
was,
know, right?
But because there was nobody there. Like, honest to God, I think even the swearing would not have been as bad if she just said, "Hey, Eric, this is your food. You want me to run it or not?" And I would have been like, I'd walked up instantly and go, "Oh shit, I wrote the wrong thing on the computer." And
Dude,
that-
wait a minute.
I love that the other table started eating it.
I know,
So
it's
did
like-
you try to take it off the table that was eating it and put it on the real people's
you
table?
know what? I don't remember how far it got.
Once they take a bite, it's over.
Oh,
it's
once
over.
they take a fry, it's over.
Yeah.
Oh well, dude. And
Well,
this,
hold on. The table there, it's like, well, I ordered the spaghetti, but I guess the Slim Jim will do.
Dude,
and then just
It's
start
not an
eating
awful
it.
move. It's
people
not an
will
awful
do that
I know.
way more than you realize, dude. Honestly, people will just people will fucking people don't realize you can complain in the service industry. I've seen people eat full meals, the full fucking thing's gone, and they go, "Yeah, you know what? I really said that was supposed to be medium, not medium, or something, or like." I ordered no tomato, and yet they've eaten literally everything on the plate. But they realize afterwards,
Yeah.
especially
I
Big,
gotcha.
Big
Yeah.
Boy wasn't as bad because we had an owner. But if you go to like a corporate one, where like when I was working there at Robin, dude, the manager's just gonna come up, and if you cause a stink, okay, comp this meal.
Yeah, the Ansaras
Yeah.
should know this. This
Yeah,
is good inside
absolutely.
information.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if that letter ever got to him, by the way.
So you should have had
Oh,
an
I
exit
bet.
interview with Isis.
Yeah, there you go.
Tell you some things.
Well, we got here from the
I-
GM story.
I know. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
What is there more?
No, that's it.
Oh.
I guess I got fired on. It was the only. I will say it's the only time in my life I've ever been that vulgar and like upset to a management in a position like that, where I was literally like, "Are you kidding me? This is like I fucking show up here every day. You got people here that you can't even show up and blah." And I was yelling
Well,
at her,
that's
and then I actually got out of my car, zoomed over to Michael's because he lives in an apartment that was in walking distance, and I sat there and had a 40-ounce with him, just yelling at him for about an hour.
Your coworker.
I remember kicking my car. Going, "This
Yeah.
fuck blank, blah blah blah."
Wow,
Yeah.
you're that guy.
Yeah.
Shit.
Imagine you're in the apartment complex, whatever shithole he pulled up to, and you're just looking at this kid down there talking to himself, swearing, kicking his car.
Dude, that's apartment complex. It was not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Trust me. The people
Yeah,
living in this,
yeah.
they were not exactly like
Well,
the
it's funny.
highest of high society.
I bet you would have hung on to that job had that happened today. Because isn't that what we keep hearing? Is like, getting millennials to show up
Yeah.
for work on time every day is like impossible.
Oh,
Like,
dude.
they want a day off just because it's like, oh man, it's a beautiful day out. So
Mhm.
That's why my one friend that worked at in Holland, I think I mentioned this a few weeks ago when we were talking about a story like
Pedro.
this. But Pedro there, but the manager at that restaurant that I worked at, she left finally because of what I think I brought this up a little bit, but that's why she left finally. She's like, "Dude, I don't get paid enough." And these kids, it was more just kept hiring these high school kids and to just be like, "I want this day off, whatever," and just not showing up. And now she has to freaking host tables and shit, and she's like a
suck.
manager.
I never cared or concerned myself with like, yeah, screwing the manager over last minute. Yeah, I'm sick. And it's like that chick probably had to, this assistant manager or whatever is now waiting tables because you're a dick.
Dude, yeah, she left, and now she works at another job serving, and she makes more money than she says anyway.
You followed a career?
Well, we're friends. We're very good friends.
All right.
Dude, they're literally come out. I don't know if I go a week without talking to one of them. And they come. I mean, every time I do comedy on the West Side, they always come out. They listen to the show.
You got to hook back up with Michael, by the way.
I actually do. Honestly, yeah. I do need. I kind of hope he's not dead.
Yeah, we talked about him at length in the members area, right?
Is that where it was?
I think so.
Yeah. He was an employee. Just really quick, so people know who we're talking about. He worked with Big E, and he could flip on a dime and just go ape shit. He would just start screaming at Big E.
Here's a perfect example of something that he might.
He went from 0 to. He was like Jesus coming into the temple. Where was he going into?
The temple.
Temple. Yeah, and flipping tables over and getting all pissed off because people were selling like fridge magnets with his face on it.
Well, this would be a great example. I just drove by there for the first time in a long time, and there's a Taco Bell that's going to be where he could probably walk there if he wanted to, right? Like if he could make the walk. If I'd been working with him today and been like, and that was going up, and I've been like, hey, Mikey, dude, you see the Taco Bell's freaking moving in? This is gonna be great news for you. You'll be able to walk to a Taco Bell. He might just decide to be like, great news for me. How do you know? What do you think? Like he would be mad that I maybe would insinuate that this might be good for him because I'm insinuating that I know what he's feeling.
Yeah, like a fun guy.
Yeah, we got to get this relationship going again. Didn't he have multiple DUIs? So he wasn't allowed to drive?
You know what? I never knew why he didn't have a license.
He had some gross apartment too. It even grossed out E.
Yeah,
like cat shit everywhere and stuff.
Yeah. And he would just snap on a dime. He would just flip the fuck out, at an innocent comment.
Yeah, but
we got to hook this relationship back up.
I actually do want to try to find him. I kind of hope he's not dead.
Sure.
So we'll
are you thinking he might actually be dead?
Oh yeah, dude, for sure. I mean, the guy. I mean, no, he lived a lifestyle that doesn't have pretty unhealthy. Doesn't have health insurance. Did a lot of things, drinking and whatnot.
I'm sitting right here, man.
He was worse than you by far.
So anyway, back to GM. What is it? 14,000 jobs going to be lost throughout Warren, Michigan, Baltimore, Maryland, Lordstown, Ohio, Oshawa, Ontario, and Detroit. And Trump is hot about this. He is not very disappointed with General Motors and their CEO Mary Barra for closing plants in Ohio, Michigan, and Maryland. Nothing being closed in Mexico and China. So the U.S. saved General Motors, and this is the thanks we get. We're now looking into cutting all GM subsidies, including for electric cars. So I don't know how far he's going to get, but a lot of those guys in those plants voted for him. Mm-hmm. And so they're kind of like, all right, Trump, what are you going to do? What are you going to do for us? So, they made a big China bet years ago when they built plants there. And in Mexico, don't think that bet is going to pay off. I am here to protect American workers. I think that's kind of cool that he, gets pissed off like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know people will find a reason to shit on him for that. But I think it's kind of cool because I think he is worried about the American workers. I think that's legit and genuine from him. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about him still. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whether it's just blowhardedness or true, genuine feeling, I don't know.
Here's my problem.
It's hard to tell if he's got like an empathetic bone in his body is probably what you're sensing,
I think that he cares. My only worry, and I don't know enough about the economy, but I know when I see people that say negative about this, they think it's because of things he's done, with his, just because he's kind of stupid, maybe, like Jay, you talked about like when he says, oh, we're going to do these, tariffs and this and that. And some people that really know the economy are like, whoa, dude, he doesn't know it. He's just looking at. So my thing is like, I think he probably cares. I just don't know that he's not the reason it's happened. You know what I mean? And he's just too stupid.
Well, it's just a guttural response. Like, wait a second, our government bailed you out and now you're screwing our workers. Like, that's very simple and everybody can understand that. Right. And it hits like, that's bullshit, and here you are in China and Mexico doing your thing, but yet taxpayers bailed you out.
Yeah.
And so it's a very good, poignant message.
And he knows his base, which is why, some people will be skeptical. It's like, okay, he knows an easy way to keep, all I have to say is American workers, I'm out for the American worker. And people can easily rally around that. So, is he just doing that because he knows that plays well, or is there more to it? He wants the company to stop making cars in China, instead bring the factories up to full capacity. They better damn well open a new plant there very quickly. I love Ohio.
He's lost my vote. Loves Ohio.
God, I gotta be honest with you, man. Wait a minute. Nobody loves Ohio. What are you talking about, sir? Ohioans don't like Ohio, except in the nickel. I think that the people in the nickel are pretty happy.
Nickelodeons, I think, are happy.
Absolutely. The Chevy Volt.
Yeah.
Can you picture the Volt in your head?
Oh, I can.
The cars they're
supposed
shutting
to
down.
Save us, right?
The
electric car.
The Cruise. The Chevy Cruise.
Can picture that.
Can't. I gotta be honest with you.
Pretty standard sedan.
The Chevy Impala.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The full-size version.
All uninspiring cars so far. Go
Very
ahead.
much so. The Cadillac XTS.
Yeah. There could be a market reason for this closure, but go ahead.
The Cadillac XTS.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the Buick LaCrosse.
Yeah.
Not hard for any of these things. Maybe the Caddy, and then the Cadillac CT6.
Yep.
Is that the two-seater one?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a sporty little guy. So yeah, he does say that. I talked to Mary, and they were saying it's not because of tariffs or anything that we did. It's just that they're not selling these cars.
Right.
They're stuck with a lot of cars. So I don't know what happens here, but yeah, story to follow as we go forward, I suppose.
Hey, yo, Tackle Ball, it's heating up, so stop by the Hamlin Pub to watch your favorite team on one of their numerous TVs and enjoy sports specials like $7 medium hand-tossed pizzas, boneless wings, or the Nacho Supreme. Of course, these specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pubs locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
We've unfortunately talked about this sort of scenario and situation before when high school kids start hazing each other.
Oh, it's the hootie-hoo. There's a hootie-hoo situation, exactly.
I know. Well, the hootie-hoo was
the hootie-hoo was a broomstick, man.
I know, but was that the one also that had the hanger where they stuck a hanger and kicked it?
I don't think that was the same.
It wasn't?
We've had several of these. I think those were distinguishable.
So hootie-hoo was like senior football players hazing, quote unquote, freshmen, and they would shut off the lights and start going, hootie-hoo, hootie-hoo.
And then out come the broomstick.
Yeah, right into a kid's asshole.
God.
Yeah, it's awful.
Gotta go there?
Huh?
Why's it gotta go there?
I know, dude. It's
just like that one. The what was it? The biker gang. Remember they were just sucking dicks or whatever, and they're just like, "Oh, you ain't gay, are you?"
No, it was a. Did you lose your headphones, Jay? Yeah, boy. There was those gang members is what he's talking about. It wasn't a biker gang. I think they were a like the Crips or Bloods, but one of the lesser ones. And they got that guy.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, let's kick his ass. Yeah, let's steal his money. Yeah, let's pin him down, hold him down, and we'll suck his dick. Yeah. Wait, what?
It was literally we'll suck his dick.
We'll suck his dick.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, we'll show everyone what a homo this guy is. Here he is getting blown by guys.
What a homo. Look at him.
Faggot. You got your dick sucked by a guy. It's like, wait, boss, I don't think that's how that works. But that wasn't hold him down and make him suck our dicks. No, we're gonna suck his dick. Nice and slow too. Really get in there and cup the balls, homo. So yeah, we got 4 football players, 15 years old, dude. And this is how far this goes, kids. If you're listening, this is how far they're potentially facing life in prison at 15. If you're charged with first-degree rape, you are charged as an adult. In where was this? In Maryland. And so, yeah, can you imagine, dude? You know what a 15-year-old boy is like.
I do.
Yeah. Can you imagine facing, like, dude, really, Russell?
Brutal.
You stuck a broom handle up a kid's asshole. Now you're facing life in prison. Nice job, son. Oh. So, yeah, they're facing first-degree rape charges, and they attacked 4 other freshman members of the team. So 15, that would be your sophomores.
Yeah, Russell's 15. He's a sophomore.
Yeah. So the sophomores are attacking the freshmen. Doesn't that seem odd? Isn't that usually like the juniors and seniors, upperclassmen?
They usually stick the broomsticks up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So we've got John Ebdi, Christian Lee, Will Smith. Seems weird that Will Smith would be back in high school, you know? Caleb Thorpe, described as cruel and violent during a hearing in court yesterday. The teens were arrested last week. We tried as adults, and the students restrained 4 14-year-old classmates, pulled their pants down, and raped them or attempted to rape them with a broomstick before a JV football practice October on Halloween. Well, what a way to start your Halloween. Huh. The defendants sought out the victims and attacked them separately in the locker room. Really? So you bring one kid in, do this to him, and then it's like, that was so much fun, let's do it again. That even makes it sound worse, doesn't it? Like you had time to go.
You picture like 4 of them, each with a broomstick running around chasing.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know why.
I tried not to picture anything.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm forced to picture it.
I guess I was just picturing like holding down 4 kids at once and like, okay, get his butthole and then get his butthole. But it's like, no, someone go get. I know. One of the victims recounted seeing the older teens enter the freshman locker room chanting and fist pumping and with a broom in their hands before the lights went out. Oh. Another said he heard the wooden broomstick banging on the wall. Yeah.
It's just so weird. It's just so weird.
That's their take on the hootie hoo. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You hear that tapping of it's like Freddy.
Hootie hoo!
Hootie hoo! Freddy Krueger dragging his nails across the board, It's like, oh boy, Fred's here.
Calling card.
A bigger problem with all this too, honestly, is sometimes when you're like, well, what if you're one of the members that doesn't want to do this, say, and you're like, dude, this is fucking wrong as shit. And it's like, people that are going to do this are willing to do this. Say you go and tell somebody, now they're like, they find out about it. And it's like,
you're dealing with some pretty diabolical dudes.
Right. The reality is that if they haven't done anything yet, and you're just saying this is going to happen, now they know that they're in trouble, man.
And you're the rat.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I think more and more sometimes when you hear about these stories of like peer pressure situations, and it's not always as easy as it sounds just to be like,
no, I know, but there's a way to like type out an email and slide it under the coach's door.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Like,
I'm just on the sly. If you it's like, dude, I don't want to be the rat, but this is bullshit. I wouldn't want this happening to me, and it's wrong, or just walk by a coach and be like, I might want to be in the locker room all week.
I know, but I'm just saying. I know what you're saying, but
no, you're right, E. There's definitely some truth to that. That peer pressure plays a role in all this, and the defense attorney said the attack is, this is just a simple hazing incident.
Horseplay, yeah.
That went a little extreme. Yeah, sure did.
And by the way, I should say I don't agree. If anyone did the brooming, like I don't agree that peer pressure should have got you that far. I'm just saying for kids that maybe are on the outside. I wasn't trying to say like if you got to the point where you're doing it, I would not, excuse that in any way.
If I saw a younger kid like flipped upside down and some other kid with a broomstick just churning butter in his butthole, like that would be so horrifying. Like I don't know what I'd do. I might just run out of the room screaming. I don't even know if I'd stop it, but like the idea that you could get 4 guys together and all agree, yeah, this is the move. Strange
psychology, man.
This will probably be the last one because they are instituting a mandatory hazing training for students. So it's gonna be like, oh, by the way, don't stick broom handles in buttholes, okay? Oh shoot, I thought we were allowed to do that.
It's really too bad, honestly, and I don't, other than the obvious terribleness of the situation, but honestly, hazing isn't in its pure form. I don't see anything wrong with like a little, senior to freshman hazing when you do sports, kind of like, we're going to take you out to the field and hose you down. I don't know. I'm just saying, I mean, on some level, I don't
Where is the line, E?
I know. Well, the line is where some actual
Butthole
physical,
play.
if there's
Anytime
actual
pants are removed, I think you've crossed the line,
I mean, I didn't mind getting, ponded. We got ponded on the cross country team where they would take freshmen I got any first year runner. So actually I did it my sophomore year. Had to do it, but that's because I was just a first year cross country. I didn't run freshman year.
He was the first kid in school history to haze his
there
freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior years.
No, that's not true. But that's not my point. Like I didn't even think about like, oh, this is. It's once you're done, it was just like, okay, freaking so and so went through this, and so went through this, and whatever. It was just a thrown in a pond.
What I remember though, and why it's more bullying in nature than anything, is like you take. I don't remember every kid being hazed. You know what I mean? Like because we hazed some kids at a soccer camp, like.
I don't remember that, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think we taped fucking Schroey to a tree or tied him to a tree, and Brett Harvey got like thrown into a garbage can and dumped a bunch of shit on him or something. That definitely happened. I mean, we didn't finger any buttholes or anything like that. Those guys, we left them alone. But I think that, a lot of times you tend to take the weakest gazelle on the team and fuck with him, and so that kid gets hazed, and that's why it's kind of bullshitty, because it's just like
I understand, dude, coming from a person who definitely
for the weakest link
understands that. I'm just saying I think that there is some coolness to a team coming together. Some weird, as long as it doesn't get to some insane.
Well,
level.
they're
unfortunately people can't be trusted. Unfortunately it sounds like people can't be trusted with that.
Yeah, I mean, you want to pie a kid in the face, fine, but we've gone to the level now where you've ruined it. You're broomsticking buttholes, man.
Right.
It's time to stop it. It's time to stop it. We mentioned Steven Hillenberg yesterday. Did you guys know that name offhand?
Oh man.
He's dead, so you don't really need to remember much. Did you lose your cans again?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. He's the guy where I was bitching about, like all the tweeting or the notifications I was getting about SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's the guy that invented that died of Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. 57. I did get some tweets from people yesterday saying, "Oh yeah, there was a lot of jokes for adults built into that show." Like I said, I've never seen it. You'll like this though, Jay. He was huge fan of your boy Jacques Cousteau.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's the one you met.
The Calypso. Well, I didn't meet him, but I watched him receive the key to the city of Detroit, handed to him by Mayor Coleman Young.
Dude, what a great story and visual. Don't you have pictures of that or something?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, he in an interview with the Post back in 2001, he said he was always an ocean freak, and that Jacques Cousteau was his guy. As a child, they liked to explore tide pools. What's a tide pool?
It's where the tide comes in and then it leaves, and
those are
there's
badass
crevices or crevasses around like where coral is and things, or just kind of a crater.
Okay.
Where the water stays, and it also stays with little creatures.
That is so badass to go to places where the tide is that. Like there, places where you can people will drive cars out even, and then like, oh, in 4 hours you got to be the fuck out of here, and then all of a sudden the water's just there.
So he liked to explore those and bring home things that he said should have been left there and that ended up dying and smelling bad. He later studied marine biology. He was a professor, and then he went back to school to do animation.
Did he also do Ren and Stimpy? I feel like I see similarities between the.
Totally. I don't know that he did. Yeah, I feel like that would be in the story if that was true, but I totally know what you're talking about. But Isis loved this show.
I didn't love it. I guess I did.
Who was your favorite? His pet snail Gary?
Yeah, I like that guy.
Is he pretty cool?
He meows.
Probably Patrick. Probably Patrick.
He's got starfish sidekick Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick's the dumb-witted,
right.
Although SpongeBob is pretty dumb too, but
yeah, he's got his tightwad boss, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah,
They're
Krabs,
all great, to be honest.
Squidward
Tentacles. Yep, that's his neighbor. Yeah, I don't know. He sounds like a pretty good guy.
He worked on the
How about the
Rugrats
squirrel,
for a year. Oh, Patty
Sandy?
or something, or Sandy. Yeah.
Sandy lives under the sea. She's a squirrel,
right?
But she lives under the sea with like a friggin' helmet on,
so she can breathe.
and she lives in a bubble.
Oh, that's bizarre.
SpongeBob again. You're right. He worked on Rugrats for a year and Rocko's Modern Life for a little bit, but not the other one.
So that was his big thing. It looks like he made like $120 million too.
I don't doubt it.
All the licensing and all that shit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I see that stuff everywhere. SpongeBob SquarePants
it's part of our culture for sure.
It is merched like crazy. It's like Star Wars. Terrible story to report here, and this is going to bum the entire room out, but heavy metal band Witchrot.
Oh, man, I heard about this, yeah.
It's confirmed the group is split. It's not good. Peter Turek shared the news Sunday in a Facebook post. Due to the unfortunate reality of our guitarist fucking my girlfriend of almost 7 years, Witchrot will be taking an extended hiatus.
Oh, there's some honesty.
Yeah.
Creative differences there. That's
yeah. Fucking my girlfriend of 7 years. That's a dick move. So it however will continue to I will continue the band in another space and time, being ripe with hate. The music is slowly flowing and without a doubt will become the most devastating, torturous music I have ever created.
Sweet. Witchrot. Wow.
Yeah. Thanks for the support. Stay heavy. Also, our drummer died.
What?
Less of a concern, though.
Yeah.
What? That just throws that in there.
No more
Where did
details.
the drummer die compared to the sex? Like,
yeah.
Like, because he throws it in there as if it like happened like. First off, today I find out this, and then also.
Yeah, Simon Koa. How do you say K-O-U?
K-O-U. Cow? I don't know.
K-O-U. Simon Cow. Yeah, he was the drummer who died. Apparently, we don't know why, but he is dead. In fact. Yeah. Thanks for the support. Stay heavy. Oh, by the way, our drummer died. Seems like a weird thing to say. Yeah, and then he posted a picture with this. And it's got the guitarist just smashed to shit. I guess he went through his apartment and just beat the shit out of his guitar. Beer cans everywhere.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow,
yeah. Look at that. That's serious shit.
That's rock and roll.
Hell yeah. That's Witchrot as I know him.
Chucked out in an alley or something? What's the deal? The snow and all that?
Is that snow? Maybe.
It's like it's just chucked in a dumpster, maybe.
Michelob Ultra? That's not very rock and roll.
Yeah, it says it was busted while enraged, surrounded by empty beer cans outside in the snow.
I hope some of these beer cans are for the girls. Like, here's a Twisted Iced Tea. It looks like
It's a great pointy.
a Michelob Ultra.
Several ultras, right?
Is that a Diet Coke that someone drank up there?
God, these
top
are the
right?
girliest beers and drinks
Again,
ever.
maybe they're for the groupies. I don't know. But
Dude, this is Witchrot we're talking about. I mean, dude, let me see. They're bio, okay? And we know that. Obviously, we're very familiar with Witchrot. Most of our listeners are, right?
Mm.
So they're bio. Does this sound like the band
that
would
doesn't
leave this?
fit Witchrot to me.
Okay.
That picture.
The genres that they are: doom, metal, psych, sludge, stoner, and Satan. The section reads hex, drugs, and rock and roll. See what they did there? Wordplay. The band has quite a few followers. Do you have some audio there? You
sure,
pull up one of their big hits.
This is just one of their albums. I don't even see singles when you look at them on YouTube. I just see full albums. But
Yeah.
Here, I'll just go into one, I guess.
Yeah.
This is a new album too, 2018.
I definitely hear some doom in there.
Yeah.
The guitarist and drummer are ripping, man. What a shame. I'm gonna miss Witchrot.
Well, they'll be back, as he said.
I know, but without the guitarist, it's
They play out of
shit.
speakers over the gates of hell.
Yeah, there you go.
That would work.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Some of the comments on here.
What are the comments, E?
Rest in peace, Peter's whore girlfriend and drummer.
Yeah.
Sorry about your girlfriend and the drummer.
People are more
I'd
concerned about the
I'd
chick.
really like. What does it say? It really do be like that sometimes. Says one guy.
It really
Well
do
put.
be like that sometimes.
It
That's
says
true.
Georgius Alexandros Beltus or
That's
whatever.
what are
his
some-
real name.
What are the other comments, E?
Came for the memes. Stayed for the. I'm trying to see things. Rest in peace, drummer. I don't know.
That's nice. Hopefully his family sees that.
Anyway.
More doom.
Sorry about
Yeah.
your girlfriend.
Yeah. Guitarist fucking my girlfriend. Be a tough thing to post, wouldn't it? Oh. Well, hopefully the guys in Witchrot can patch things up, and our best to the family of the drummer.
Move
What else
forward.
can I
Huh?
say? Yeah, it's gonna be a tough sledding here. Let's take a quick break. And boy, oh boy, did you see the story out of that couple suing Sandals Resort in the Bahamas?
Yeah, dude.
What the?
Employees like raping the wife or something.
Well,
Yeah.
sort of. I don't know.
Diddling her.
This story sounds like we're missing something to it. We'll give you the details next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show. Mike and Jay.
Mike, we received correspondence from our friend Dawn over at MyPillow.
We did.
Yeah, special deal. She said, "Good morning, guys. For the holidays, we will be doing the 4-pack offer that includes 2 premium MyPillows, along with 2 Go Anywhere pillows, plus free shipping. Free shipping is only for the 4-pack offer, though."
Really?
I haven't tell- I
Dude,
should
I was literally just thinking about her upstairs. Like, we gotta get in touch with Dawn.
Dawn.
Yeah.
Just
For the holidays,
chimes in every
maybe
now.
send a card or something.
People should know, by the way, not only are the regular my pillows great for sure, but like the Go Anywhere travel ones, like
Those are the little wee ones.
I should just say, coming from a guy who's slept in his car a time or two, I've used them. I've used my Go
I
pillow.
saw that
in
thing,
right.
all splayed out in the back seat.
So even that one in my car is way better than the other shit I used to use. When I used to just.
Good commercial.
No,
Well done.
I'm just saying. It really is. Even the little one, for if you were on a plane or shit like that, it's
I
good,
used
man.
mine on the plane when we
It
were.
just sounds too exaggerated to the common person out there.
And the sheets, my God,
remember-
I can't.
The geezers.
Yes, they are, dude. I fucking sleep in my. I've been less and less sleeping in the couch bed, and it's because of the Giza sheets. They've
So soft and
inspired me to
comfortable.
go upstairs and sleep in my real bed.
Remember when we were flying back from Minnesota, and our plane was, I mean, it's fucking Spirit Airlines, and the seats are wee.
Yeah.
But remember how many open rows of seats there were?
Yeah, I think I had a whole one, right?
Yeah, I think
did
so. And I left you. You were in a discussion with the lawyer sitting behind us. Remember that woman? I can't remember what our
I do
discussion
remember
was
a woman.
about.
Yeah, I do. I remember talking. You
Mhm.
actually, I thought you talked more
I
than
engaged. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. But then I was like, all right, I'm checking out. Jay, you got this. And I went up about 3 rows and I laid down with my little Go pillow and had a nice little nap.
me. Yeah, because we all had our MyPillow products with us.
Yeah.
And being on Spirit, you can't check a bag or anything like
No.
that, and you are very limited on the
Mhm.
carry-ons and all that shit.
Not
so
for
we're just
free, anyway.
jamming this stuff in.
Yeah. That was funny, man.
But yeah, use TDC code TDC when you're checking out at MyPillow. Great way to support the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we went to break, I mentioned this couple, these newlyweds that are suing Sandals Resort in the Bahamas for $30 million.
Woo!
Yeah. They're from New Jersey, and Ashley Reed and her husband Jeffrey Pascarella were married at the resort in the Bahamas in 2016, but Reed now suffers from PTSD.
Does it say which
Shit.
resort in the Bahamas it is? I know they have a couple of them, and I've been to one, so I'm just wondering if it's the one I was
Oh,
at.
wow. It says
Is it the Royal Bahamian or something like that?
let's see. Let me see. What does it say?
Sandals, Royal Bahamian.
Sandals.
Yeah, there's more than one Sandals in the Bahamas, you think?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they
How
have those
big
things
is-
all over the place.
How big is the Bahamas?
I don't know.
I mean, what would you compare it to? Like
big
Manhattan
is it?
size or like
It's a mess of islands, you know. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like Hawaii in that regard, and that
Yeah.
there's just a bunch
This says area 5,358 square miles.
how many?
5,000.
Okay.
Dude, all I think of when I think of Sandals, by the way, I know it's Michael
it's
Scott
like
from The
Puerto Rico
Office.
or something. Yeah,
Michael Scott from The Office. He is obsessed with sandals, and like in
Right.
his mind, that's like the
Yeah,
perfect
the
place to take a
utmost
girl.
of luxury, yeah.
It's just, and then he comes back from that time when he goes on a solo trip.
And he has his little braid.
Yes.
Oh, he didn't go solo. He took Jan Levinson
Oh yeah,
Gould.
right.
Oh,
Jan
yeah.
Livingston Gould. Yes.
That relationship was hilarious.
Yeah.
But he just was like, in the Bahamas, you know, we don't have problems. We always drink margaritas at 2 p.m. And they're just like, yeah. well,
He
that was
actually
so-
went to Jamaica. Small
Oh,
distinction, but it was Jamaica
okay.
because he came back with the steel drums and the
Gotcha.
braids, and he kept
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
"Mon" to everybody.
Gotcha.
Doesn't he always have their Christmas party at like an Applebee's too?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
these are
Or Benny
Fridays.
Hannes or something.
Yeah.
Well, dude, he's just the ultimate basic. Like, if you talk about
Yeah.
the
Middle
basic
manager,
bitch, right? Like,
Driving a Sebring.
when he
you know.
goes to
Yeah.
New York, he's like, "Oh yeah, a lot of people go other places. I always go to Times Square." And he's talking about
Yeah,
going to fucking Sbarro's.
Yeah, he's going to this little pizza joint he loves in New York, Sbarro's. He's such a douche.
So funny. Anyways, the chick here suffers now from PTSD. And here's the problem. When they got to the resort, they had a resort butler, yes. Moral Adderley. Sounds like a resort butler's name. Oh, yes, Moral Adderley. We'll be in a moment. So what is a resort butler?
I think there's some like category of room there where you get quote butler service.
They bring you champagne,
yeah,
the bucket.
I guess you can ask them for anything, and they'll go get it for you quick.
Right. So it's not just a maid; it's a glorified maid in a sense.
I don't know.
Well, Moral.
Not living up to his name, allegedly.
Yeah, snuck into their suite around 2 a.m. the night before the wedding. She was sleeping, and her fiance was in the bathroom. And Reed was woken up, the female, Ashley, was woken up to find Moral next to her with his hands down her pants.
Moral, what's your end game?
Yeah, I know.
What's your end game?
Something was prompting me to wake up. I bet it was Moral's hand in your pants.
Could have been.
Right? That's what I'm just guessing.
Could have been
know.
the diddle.
Yeah. Something was prompting me to wake up. Something was wrong. As I started to wake myself up, I realized his hands were down my pants, and I jumped out of bed. I screamed. He got up. He ran out of the room. I was in shock. The groom ran out of the bathroom and then chased after Adderley, the butler.
Sleeping in the same room before the wedding day.
Dude, I was going to say, there's a lot of disturbing facts in this story. Obviously, none more so than
that being one.
He's, what the fuck you doing, dude? That's bad luck, and it's proved itself right here. It's bad luck to sleep together the night before. And, this is what you get.
How is she going to wear a white wedding dress the next day?
Absolutely not. You're not even supposed to see each other's faces the day of, right?
Yeah.
Did you play by those rules?
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, so he chases after the guy. And the butler was arrested after the couple gave statements to the security and police. Instead of canceling the lavish wedding, the couple decided to go through with the ceremony because they said they didn't want to disappoint the 70 guests who flew to the Caribbean for their nuptials and destination wedding.
I wonder how many people they told then. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I know you got 70 people to fork over a few $1,000s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just wonder, like, how deep was that secret? Like, did they just, hey, let's just not, because the more people you tell, the more it'd be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? People just start gossiping and talking about stuff.
Dude, did you hear Ashley got fingered by the butler last night? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure that's super top category of discussion with your wedding guests the next day.
Yeah.
But if it happened
to you and Gab, I don't think you would have run down and been like, hey, dude, guess what happened last night?
That's what I was
just
curious. I was curious if they just told their parents or if they just said to each other, hey, let's wait till after this and then we'll say, hey, mom, this is crazy, but this happened.
Well, now, if your dad is fucking your mom in the hot tub and then has a heart attack on top of her and drowns your mom to death, that I think can be discussed because it's going to be weird when they're not at the table one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, wow, where are your folks? It's like, don't worry about it. They've been here at this destination wedding all week, man. They've been life of the party, limboing and everything. Where are they?
That happened.
I know it did.
I know that's an old story, but I think it's so weird in life how things.
It's the greatest story ever. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry
how
for the couple, but
your whole life you're gonna know that, and even if you don't get married then, and you get married.
Oh no, that relationship's over. No, you cannot go through that relationship. It's over.
You have to move on.
You can't get married. All you will think about is that time your dad fucked your mom to death in the hot tub.
But even then, you move on. Let's say you find. Some people can't find love once, Mike. They find love again, and then it's to be like, oh yeah,
you're done with love.
There's one thing you should know. I almost got married to this one girl. Really, what happened there? Well,
what did we resolve? That he's on top of her, banging her.
Yes.
He has the heart attack.
He's heavy.
He's heavy as fuck, and she can't get out from under him. Yeah.
And so he just slowly sinks her down to the bottom of the hot tub,
like a manatee laying on top of you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yep. And then the daughter.
It's not funny, but
where's Mom, Dad? Goes up to the balcony hot tub. It's like, oh, for the love of fuck. Are you kidding me? Night before your wedding. And how the hell do you explain that?
Dad's nude and dead. Mom has her one piece pulled to the side.
Yeah.
God, and dead.
And they're wrinkly as shit because they've been in the hot tub.
Pruned.
Yeah, they're pruned.
And for a lot of the people,
15 straight hours in a hot tub.
If there's non-family
and by the way,
members,
that will automatically shut. Like the lights will shut off, the jets will shut off after 20 minutes. So they're just sitting in still water, in a hot tub, decomposing. Yeah. Oh.
Anyway.
God. Oh. Yeah.
So this chick should be happy she was just diddled by the butler.
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. So Sandals claimed, look, we fired Moral, no big deal. And then 10 minutes later, Moral calls and is like, yes, what would you like for breakfast this morning?
Why does a Bahamian butler have a Thurston Howell III accent?
Because they said it was a lavish event. And he's a the resort butler.
But
Yeah. In reality, he's this black guy from the Bahamas.
Right,
Yeah.
dude. He would have a Jamaican style.
Would it be Jamaican?
Well, or something.
Come
I
on.
mean something. Well, no. Okay, but it wouldn't be what he's doing.
You don't know. Have you talked to Moral Adderley?
I guess I haven't.
Yes. Well, then this is the voice he gets. So yeah, he wants to, as if nothing ever happened. What would you like for breakfast? They're like, are you shitting me, dude? So Sandals offered to refund the newlyweds $15,000. Not bad. $15,000. Yeah, you know, sucks for her. Little, I get it, but the staff were very dismissive though, and they also wanted them to sign a non-disclosure agreement, an NDA.
NDA.
Yeah. And they're like, no, I don't think so. No. We will not be taking $15,000 and signing an NDA. So they didn't want us to call the police. They were just doing everything they could to not escalate this and just move on. And then she was diagnosed with the PTSD.
You hear more about this shit going on cruise ships and stuff, just the staff being total animals.
Yeah.
Coming into rooms, raping chicks and stuff. It's really
terrible. This was a guy who came in and was assigned to them as a butler to make it a memorable wedding.
Oh, it's memorable.
I think he succeeded. I got to be honest with you. If that was his job to make it a memorable wedding, they'll never forget it.
Check that box.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a disease, PTSD because of it, right? So,
okay. This is going to be a hard line of questioning. I won't involve you or your beautiful wife, Jay. I'll leave all of our families out of it. But say they get $30 million. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah, would you?
I mean, I would let the guy come in, jack me off, and blow me, and be like $30 million.
I personally would too. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Me, but I'm not going to put any of my loved ones under that scenario.
I know, but if you were in the bathroom and someone snuck in, not you, someone you know, and just like
yeah, you just said you're not going to put me or my lovely wife in this scenario.
Yeah, I took you out of the bathroom.
And I also said I'm not going to put any of my loved ones in this scenario.
I took you out of the scenario, so it's not you or your loved ones. It's someone you don't know and their loved ones. But I would cough up any one of my family members and loved ones. For $30 million. It's selfish if they don't. I think
it is
selfish.
arguably selfish.
Just a little bit. 30 mil. Oh man, we had this discussion with the Todger.
Where's this number come from? Did they say they sued him or settled with them or something?
No. They're suing them now for $30 million.
Well, they're not going to get $30 million.
Well, what's it worth, E? Guy walks in. Is that worth $1 million?
Flick.
The problem is when I look at you, this game is such a hard game because you always sit there and try to give me on some. Well,
no, I'm not trying to get you on anything. I'm asking what do you think a fine for that?
What do you think
what would be an
they should pay
acceptable?
this?
I think we all agree $30 million is absurd.
Right.
But it's a big resort. Maybe they want to pay something and get out. $2 million? Is it worth a financial windfall for someone?
Well, are you asking me what they should get, or what makes it worth it?
And we've already assumed that Sandals should be responsible for the conduct of this third party dude. I mean,
he's an employee.
Doing that.
Is that
so? So we're just going to assume we're assuming they were negligent. So we're assuming that somebody's ready to give you $30 million. Would you take it for a diddle? Is your question?
I'm beyond that. I'm beyond that scenario.
All right.
No, I'm saying what do you think in a court of law? Because $30 million seems a bit excessive for that. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wondering what would be I think it's more than $15,000. They offered him $15,000, and it's like, nah.
Yeah, somewhere between $15,000 and $30 million.
$30 million.
I don't know, $1 million or so, I guess. Maybe.
Boy, there's something. I feel like there's something missing in this story though, because she's sound asleep to the point that he gets his hand in her pants while she's asleep, and he's in the bathroom. So. You know what I mean? It just seems like this guy got in there, starts to diddle this guy's fiance. She's dead asleep, and he's in the bathroom through this whole ordeal and doesn't come out until she screams. And then, I don't know, it just seems weird.
See, I thought when you said you had a different idea, I thought you were just going to go with maybe the obvious that for some reason you thought she was attracted to this guy, and now that was her best play. You really think that?
Well, yeah,
kind of. It's not unbelievable to me that the guy could be in the bathroom, the butler could come in.
Probably a big room. It's not going to be some standard hotel room. It's probably going to have. It might even have another.
Right. It might be some.
It doesn't seem outlandish to me, but sure, something else could have happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. It just seems like that would be so brazen. I mean, obviously the whole move is so brazen, but
yeah, for someone who's going to diddle somebody who is their client sleeping in a bed? I wouldn't put it past a guy like that to do that while the husband is in the bathroom, I guess.
Yeah. Have you seen her yet? You want to see her?
Oh.
Is that's the couple, right?
Yeah.
You find that unbelievable or not credible?
I just think putting yourself in a situation like that, and you're right. We've seen this on planes. It's like, dude, there's people all around you. Who the fuck would, but going into a honeymoon suite where the couple is, there's a guy there. They could be banging all night for all you know. You walk in and what? Find out, oh, yeah, he's in the bathroom. I see the light under the crack of the door.
Very deviant.
And then you crawl in bed with her and start fingering. It's like,
very deviant.
Something about this story doesn't sit right.
Yeah, he's a deviant
what doesn't
fuck.
sit right? I don't understand what doesn't sit right. What do you think happened then?
I don't know. I'm just saying that scenario seems beyond odd to me.
Are we able to assume that this guy's deviant enough to diddle a chick for whom he's a butler? If we are, then why can't we assume that that's how it happened? I don't see anything like totally implausible.
Am I allowed to
go? Because I guess I don't know where you're going. Either does he. So tell us.
You are allowed. Of course you are.
I'm just saying, in my opinion, that the story facts that were not facts.
She looks diddleable.
Fair enough, but no, it just seems like. If it was like, okay, one of the bridesmaids is in a single room and it's like he broke into that one and fingered someone, but like why would someone break into the room where the guy is too? And I don't know. It just seems really
maybe
fucking odd.
Maybe he didn't break in. Maybe he was.
He probably has a key. My guess is he has a key because if he's a butler, he could probably move in. And honestly, he might even have a key to that room.
Well, to the Astronom file. I mean, I want to follow up on the story. I'm not saying
like you say, dude. People diddle people in plane seats.
Yeah.
And as long as we live in a world where that happens, I can buy that happened the way they expressed.
Something odd with her hair. Is that weird? I'm crazy about that style for your wedding day.
You're so picky sometimes.
What?
I think you're picky sometimes.
Jay, would you care to weigh in?
I don't know. That's a wedding. By the way, that's not their wedding photo. That's just a photo. Look at the background. Does this look like
even worse then? Because at best, that's wedding hair.
It's wedding hair?
At best, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're not wearing that hair otherwise, unless you're in a wedding.
There's a dude place.
See, that looks way better to me. Her hair there,
right? Just
that's what girl. Dude, now you're just going into the line of how girls have these weird thoughts that they think that makes them look better.
It just kind of had a what is that? The honeycomb, like old 50s beehive hairstyle. And it was
she looks better there.
Way better. Just seemed like an odd style to go with. I don't know. Do we have audio of that woman in the park screaming at people? I haven't heard this yet, but I was reading about it and it sounds pretty funny. But this family in Florida, they go to take Christmas photos in the park, and some lady appeared and started screaming and cursing at them. I guess she lived behind the park. And Nicolette Matola, along with her boyfriend Angel Ruiz, and their friends and children went to Orchard Park in Coral Springs. While Matola's group played country music, a nearby party at the park was playing music louder. A man appeared from behind a fence and told the group that they were breaking the law. Then his irate wife came out, Debbie DeCaro. She appeared. We were leaving, and this lady appears, starts screaming and spewing profanities at us. She accused the group of using the park as a photo studio.
Public park?
Yeah, I know. It's dude, you moved in behind a park. What do you like? All right, let's hear this lady.
I don't know who this person is. Don't get out.
Get out.
This is not your professional studio space. I understand. Yeah, so get out. Every week. They were here yesterday. I called the police. Yesterday. Every weekend. Until Christmas. They'll be here every day.
So?
I know.
Yeah, next weekend. You'll be here next weekend when I call the police again. Because you don't care about anybody but your own goddamn self. This is not your studio. Okay? This is a park for kids and children and people.
Ma'am, you better walk away soon before I call the police on you.
Good, call them.
Because this is
look
not
at that guy hanging out.
Oh, her body language is so off-putting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything about it.
Right now. I'll call them right now.
Oh yeah, I'll do it right now.
We're taking pictures.
In portrait.
Yeah.
Babe, just go ahead. Wrap up.
This is not your studio.
People take pictures in parks all the time.
Yeah, she's really hung up about that.
See, this is a story, Mike, where I wonder if there's not more to it. Where you're like, this is outrageous, the response.
Yeah.
So you wonder, are they parking on her lawn? What's going on here?
I don't care.
She doesn't like the sound of a camera shutter or something.
I don't give a shit.
Did your father die? I don't give a shit.
It looks like there's plenty of space in the park for everyone. You know what I mean? There's a second video. I guess she goes out and she earlier in the day, she says a woman was taking photos of her sister for a maternity shoot. After we walked to the parking lot, she's screaming at the pregnant lady. And then Ruiz took a second video of her, and she's like, oh, enough. She goes to her car, laid on the horn for 5 straight minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
Remember when you guys tried to sit there for, what was it, a minute and a half in silence?
Listen, Eases, I've told this story before, but my horn got stuck once. This taught me to lay off the horn. I don't know that I've ever honked at anyone since. I went and do a little bump, bump, fuck off, bitch, for pulling out in front of me.
Yeah.
And my horn stuck. And oh my God, is it loud?
Yeah.
And oh my God, when it's going for a series of minutes.
How long did yours go for?
A series of minutes, man. I was on Ford Road, really busy area.
Did it seem like it was an hour, 5 hours? I mean,
dude, it's Ford Road in like Garden City as you're going into Canton. And so there's just mini malls and plazas everywhere, right?
This is
and I had
a lot of people.
I had to pull over, and I'm like, looking for fuses to pull and shit. Like, what do I do? What do I do?
And it's funny, like, even though
what
you
did you
were
resolve
showing
to do?
signs,
I ended up pounding it just out of frustration. Fuck! Bam! And just hit it, and it stopped. But I remember this dude came out of a business because people were just looking out of windows and stuff.
Was
and
it embarrassing?
And he came out. I'm like, dude, what do I do? Is there a fuse or something? He's like, I don't know, man, but that sucks. And he's just standing there with his arms folded watching me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it does.
Was it embarrassing? Were you like, oh my God, my car's being such a dick right now?
It was being a major dick.
See if you can find the video of her, because of this guy Ruiz's second video. I don't know if it's out there, but it says there's a second video with her just laying on the horn. I would think that a horn would get exhausted before the 5-minute mark and give up.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just wouldn't think it could go.
It's a lot to ask. A lot to ask.
Yeah, because it's just not necessary. There's not a situation on the planet Earth where you need it to go for 5 straight minutes.
No, there's not.
I don't know, but I mean, we've seen that before where a car, dude crashes, goes off into a ditch, and it's like,
yeah, that was an angry lady.
Yeah,
that was one angry biatch.
So it sounds like she's obviously seen people in there taking photos before. And I think that's what they were saying is like there's a lot of people that come in there and do like their wedding photos.
Well, it's probably
photos.
a single photographer that's using that space, and it's pissing her off because she's not renting the park, which you can do. You can rent spaces in parks, like people rent them for family reunions or whatever.
Yeah.
And so she's probably this stickler to rules, and she's like, I've been watching this bitch photographer use this space the whole time, and that's public, and that's not hers.
Your photo studio.
That's what reading between the lines sounds to me.
I think that's exactly right, because I didn't know what she was talking about when she said something like they don't pay to blah, 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 blah. I didn't know you could rent parks.
Yeah. So essentially, the photographer, truth be told, is taking advantage. She is using that as her business space, but everybody does it. Who cares? You know? I mean, just you're trying to find a nice little nature area.
Let me see that story, E, because there's, I think.
What's her stupid name? I can find her name in there. I know you said it was like Louise or something, but I don't.
Debbie?
Angel Ruiz.
Angel.
So yeah, because it does say in here, insisted they were not taking. Okay, Ruiz said they were not there the day before, because remember she was like, you were here yesterday, and insisted they were not taking paid professional photos. However, Mottola does own a professional photography company, according to her business page. Meanwhile, there were 6 other people taking pictures at the park. So that's what it is. She's like, you're fucking using my park as a business studio and not. It might not be out there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So technically, probably a warranted complaint, but it's pretty far off the deep end there.
Louise Goldstein, assistant director of Parks and Rec for the city of Coral Springs, said families can use public parks, but if they are a professional photographer, they will need a permit. If they are operating as a professional, then we inform them of this. We'll speak with the neighbor if necessary. You live behind a park. It's like living behind a train station and being upset about trains.
Yeah.
Got a point there.
Really good point. Hey, everybody.
Douglas!
Jesus, are you ready?
And we're
Gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a best friend hug. Take it away, Jesus.
Doug.
Pathetic.
Now's the time. Contact
Underdugging.
Realtor Doug Steinert at 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man. He's easy to work with and a great friend of the show. So call him today, 248-765-1781. 1781.
Douglas!
You ever stand in the line like check out, at the grocery store and just like, all right, who farted?
Not in a grocery line specifically, but yeah, that sucks publicly. Where you're
Yeah.
just like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
I've done that with
Elevator, whatever.
Yeah, walking down a grocery store aisle and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, for the love of
Dude,
Just
I have
walking
these,
through one.
man.
there are
There
are
are the
those
face. God damn it.
there is this family. I say family. I don't really know anything about the house, but it's in my parents' neighborhood. And when I go on runs through the neighborhood, in the summer it's fine, in the spring it's fine, but they have a dog, and clearly the minute there's any snow on the ground, they don't pick up the shit. And so like the minute there starts to be snow, like I went by it the other day, and it's just like smells like dog shit for about like 30 seconds of running. Like I know I'm gonna go by this house, and I kind of like will plug my nose or just put something up because and it's only in the winter. So in the
How
summer,
far is this neighbor from the one where you poop under their tree?
Yeah.
quarter mile-ish,
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
more than a quarter mile.
I was wondering if
probably.
it was remnants, maybe, but no.
No, this is something that's happened very regularly. So it's like, and it's only in the winter. So clearly in the summer,
Yeah.
they must get out there and pick the stuff up. But the minute there's snow, they're
Or
like, yep.
do they think it's camouflage because of the snow? They're like, yeah, we don't have to
Dude,
bother.
I don't know, but it is, and it's like, it's so like, it's like there's a wall. Like it is so like you hit this part, and now it sucks for about
Just a
30
pool
seconds.
wall.
Yeah, you know how you combat this? Start taking a shit on their lawn, and they'll come out and they'll confront you.
Right.
But then you just go, oh, I noticed all the shit on the lawn. I
Thought it
thought,
was
I thought
okay."
this was the way we did it here.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry. At least send a subtle message like that.
It's not- it's
Because
like-
if they come out and see E squatting and shitting on their lawn, I mean, it'll
But it's so-
send a subtle message.
it's just so funny. Like I was just ran by there the other day, and you don't smell anything, and then now there's like a quarter inch of snow, and it's like it is so bad, the smell, and it's only in the winter.
Yeah, it's a dick move to just drop a bomb somewhere, and like
I actually saw someone in my neighborhood the other day let their dog shit on someone's yard and just walk away. Too.
yeah, dude. When we were growing up, when we were kids, no one picked up dog shit.
Yeah, I know.
You just
I-
shit on the neighbor's lawn, and people would go, not on my lawn.
Yeah, no, it was a real point of consternation between Bill and Uwe.
Oh, it was.
Well, Bill was
Oh.
convinced he trained the dogs to come over to our lawn and shit.
It's a good move, though. If you think about it
I
from
wouldn't
Uwe's
put it past
perspective.
Uwe.
Oh, I wouldn't either. And from his perspective, it's way better to have your dog shit on the neighbor's lawn than yours. That not my problem anymore.
There was like this
Daddy's a
tension,
good boy.
honestly, between our dads.
Oh, I bet.
Like they were fine with each other, but my dad was always just like, God damn it, if you just
It's safe to say there was tension between everybody's dad and Uwe.
yeah, just a natural tension. But that was the point with my dad.
Yeah.
This is the poop.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. My cat was in the sink, and I was at the mirror there, and the cat is like rolling around in the sink and like swatting at my hand, and just kind of being a dick. Like I don't know if it wants to play. I'm like, what, dude?
Like the bathroom right here?
The one upstairs in my room.
Oh, okay.
And he, he's just swatting at my hand. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, I just turned and I ripped the hugest fart right in his face. and then he was like, dude, what the fuck did you do that for?
Is he confused?
He sat up for a minute, looked at me like, dude, you're a dick.
Really?
And then he was like, I'm out of here. And he ran out. And I was like, sorry, buddy. I don't know what came over me.
Wow, interspecies farts.
Dude, it was a reaction. It was just an absolute. I was like, dude, you know what? Turned and it was.
I can't believe you had one just ready to go. Like,
He was fucking with me for a couple minutes, and all of a sudden it hit, and I was like, I think I'm gonna fart in his face. And I did, and I immediately regretted it. Immediately, I was like, dude, that wasn't cool. My bad.
That's really astounding.
I had another kitten here, and I used to have video of this. And here's Mini Bob. And he was just a little guy, super cool. And he comes, and I'm filming this probably in portrait. I apologize, but I had little cat treats, and I was laying on the bed, and I'm like, yeah, come over here. And as soon as he got to where, like, right at my bag, I ripped the biggest fart, and this thing jumped about 4 feet in the air.
As kittens do.
Ah!
Like, all 4 feet up and
Fuck, dude, what was that? I was like, yeah, that's what you get. You did it here. But he walked right into it. It's like,
it's a fart game, son. You'll play one day.
play one day when. So we got this. How would you like to smell her farts?
Ah.
Right?
let's see.
She kind of looks like who she look like. The
Who's he
female
look like?
female bassist from the Rolling Stones.
She looks like a he.
Didn't the Stones have a fill-in female bassist for a while? Oh God, who am I thinking of? Whatever.
Bass player. She does kind of familiar. She looks like someone who wouldn't try to just like quietly hide it. Like she would just be standing there. You've all seen that guy in public a time or two in our lives. But she's waiting in line at the dollar store. And there's,
of course.
And she farts, and the guy behind her, poor John Walker, I believe. Yeah, John Walker.
Johnny.
And Shanetta Yvette Wilson is the, she farts bad, and it stinks. And John is like, dude.
He's had a bad day. He's at the dollar store.
Yeah.
He's just like, enough.
If you're at the dollar store, things are not working out, right? I mean, it's just, unless you're buying napkins. And so he cannot hold it any longer. He's like, all right, man, that was fucked up, man. You just farted and it stinks. And so this happened in Dania Beach, Florida, on Sunday. So he had a verbal dispute with a fellow customer, John Walker, when he commented on her flatulence. So the argument escalated when Wilson then brandished a knife from her bag and threatened to stab the guy. Yeah. So not only did he play the fart game with her, he almost got stuck with a knife for it. Wilson opened the knife and told the victim she was going to gut him. He pulled back her hand as though about to stab the man who had drawn, attention to her at this embarrassing moment for her.
Fucking people. Just be generally nice.
I know.
Don't fart.
And if someone calls you out on it, just go, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I had a bad stomach or something. Don't pull a knife on them.
God.
How quickly that went up. It's like, dude, you've shit your pants right here. You're making me, it's wafting into my face. He should be able to go, Jesus Christ. At least wave of the hand or something. Let it be known that you're not fooling anyone, lady. He's like, I'm already at the dollar store. Jesus. Now I'm eating her farts.
We do have email, Mike.
What do we got?
If you want to write into the show, send us your thoughts to email at DetroitCast.com.
You know what? Sorry, I hate to do this. I just thought about this. I was at a concert recently. And, dude, I felt so bad. I had a really bad fart, and it smelled so bad. And I could tell the people around me were like, what the fuck? Who did this? But I don't want to be the guy. I don't want to be like...
Did you join in? Like, God damn it.
I did try to kind of look around a little bit.
Because if you sit there just like... just enjoying the music, they're gonna know.
I know.
But if you jump in quick enough and be like, yeah, god damn it, you guys smell that too?
Really bad, because it was bad and I could smell it, and
just by definition, your farts are really bad.
I know.
Would you agree with that? He doesn't fart that often, but when he does,
yeah.
That's how I've always been.
It's weird
tough.
Though. It is. Every once in a while he'll be in mid sentence, you'll just hear and I'm like, did you just fucking fart? And he's like, he gets all sheepish and embarrassed. And yeah. He hates it.
A lot of times he's like, I don't know if I did.
Yeah.
Like, oh God,
we've yelled at him many a time off the air.
Maybe just didn't wipe today. Who knows?
How do you not know?
That's been my whole life like that. Anyway.
Tony writes in, gentleman from the Detroit cast, or should I call it the E-Troit cast? He's the main voice of the show.
I agree.
God damn it. I can't take it any longer. If the E-Tard is going to continue to sit at the big boys table and talk with the adults, please stop the following, :
Here we go.
Interrupting Mike on a continuous basis over and over.
To say the same thing over and over.
After said interruptions, please say an adult-like sentence without mispronouncing every other word. Laughing hilariously through said sentence, and stop saying dude 30 times throughout the marble mouth statement.
Yep.
Whatever happened to the good old times when E-Tard would quietly get lost on Facebook during the show and would only speak when spoken to? He won't sing his sponsor's song, but he won't shut the fuck up. God damn that fake intelligence test.
Nonetheless, the intelligence test stands.
P.S. Jay, can you please at least give the bell a ring every time he says but? Like other listeners, this drives me crazy and is inexcusable. After all, according to him, he does have a voice for radio, and maybe this will help his...
Me, by the way, I said according to people who have talked to me, not me. Yeah. I didn't say that.
You know what I think it is? If you notice the way Jay is speaking right now, and the way I'm speaking right now, it's reserved. We're consciously thinking about what's coming out of our mouth. He gets all excited, and he goes. Maybe he is brilliant, but he just talks in like his RPMs are at 6,000 all the time.
Yeah,
it's like shift gears, bro.
I don't know how.
Bring it down a notch.
There's a couple other things we could use the bell on with him.
When did we doing that?
Yeah, that's right. We'll just be digging the bell all day. But there's a couple things he says, and I can't off the top of my head give you an example right now. But he uses the words wrong, but he's used them for 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you and I will just look at each other and just shake our heads.
But he's got a couple that are just go-tos. Like he really thinks he's using this properly, and he's really
or he uses like the word notion, which he thinks is like a big word, a big smart word.
Sure.
So he'll throw that in, and it's always feels weird, out of context.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This notion that I would. He does that. There's another shit. He ends his sentence with it. Is it completely something? I'll think of it and point it out. Like that's what I mean right there.
Yeah.
He's using that. It's not wrong enough that we need to say something, point it out every time, but it's just not right. Yeah.
It's just wrong enough to piss everybody off.
Right.
Maybe this will help his training, says Tony, and in his great voice work. Other than that, keep up the good work, E. Says Tony.
Other than that.
It's been solid.
Just don't talk anymore, apparently.
JPC Fourth chimes in. Podcast villains, I just wanted to commend you, Jay, for standing firm on the diaper party discussion. It's a tough room where 2-on-1 situations frequently occur. Diaper parties are crucial, plain and simple. Diapers are damn near on the same level as razors, only no one has invented the dollar diaper club. Anyway, diaper parties can be fun for all, especially when a few dickhead friends decide to buy adult diapers and depends for the soon-to-be parents. Hilarious. Well, at least to me it was. Not so much to my wife, especially when said friends attempt to get picture/images of said wife holding said depends. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know that I thought I was on your side. I don't think I was making fun of it. I think I referenced it.
My point was, if you can't afford diapers, you can't afford a kid. Stop it. You can't have a kid yet.
Dude,
Start saving your money.
If we use the rule of if you can't afford blank, then you can't afford a house or you can't afford a car. No, if we use that rule for
I
other
think it's
things
fair to say if you can't afford diapers, you don't deserve. You can't afford a kid.
My point is, though, dude, I think there are things that I could say literally about someone in this, like, oh, if you can't afford this, then you can't afford a house. I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know what that means, but okay. Are diapers really that expensive? Because that actually punched me in the gut when he said razors, because razors are bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's. I think he's right on in that it's the same thing. They're exorbitantly high cost, but you absolutely have to have them, you know.
Yeah,
and a lot of them, I would imagine.
Rinse them out and reuse them. No,
those diaper services, those cloth diapers. God, man, you think your job's bad? Think about that. You're working in the place where the truck comes back and unloads everything they picked up.
Yeah.
And presumably you have to like knock those things out into a garbage can and then put them into some sort of washer.
Yeah, they can't go directly into the washer, can they?
God damn, man.
Yeah, that is a rough day. Because that's all it is. It's not like there's, banana peels mixed in there. It's just
baby poop.
Just cloth and shit. And that's a big truck.
It's a big truck. It's a big shipment. Save the rest for tomorrow.
Very good. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully you guys will join us then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen, you guys.